Guys, so we're back for a new heart to heart episode, and really excited because this time we actually have someone who's joining us. It's not just Ilea and I, and I'm really happy to introduce Wendy. Hi, Wendy, and thank you for coming onto our heart to heart episode.
Hi, ladies. Happy to
Thank
be
you, Wendy.
here. Hi.
And what's cool about tonight's episode is that our topic is slightly different, but still linked to SPS. So I'm going to kind of introduce it, but I think Wendy will do it much more justice than I will. You all know that phrase that if you're not dancing, something's wrong, and that's
Mhm.
associated with, my video and how, I started doing my advocacy. But
Yes.
really, behind all of that, it's not the dancing because the dancing can only happen if the music takes me somewhere. So it's about music and listening to good music and liking music and dreaming with music and so many things I could go on. And so when I got diagnosed and things got worse and I was triggered by sound and sound seemed to be my worst one, I got scared because I was like, oh, so am I going to be able to listen to music? But then I quickly discovered that the sound that I controlled was fine. It was sound that was unexpected that would trigger me. So I didn't lose music. And little side note, and then I'll give it to you, Wendy. But to show you how important music is in my life, when I got home from the septic shock, for the first 48 hours, this is no joke. From the moment I started listening to music, so I must have been around 4 or 5, like consciously remembering, I went through every single genre of music I liked in order to feel like I had recovered a part of me. And it went from rap to French music to I don't know. No, I never really liked pop, but I mean, like, to some light rock, to some really heavy Tupac and Biggie Small, and then to some house music, and then melodic music. And you know what? At the end of that journey, I felt complete. And that's something that, stayed with me. And I'm gonna let you talk more about it because we've discussed it before, but I think it's really interesting.
I agree. And I think it's very therapeutic. What you just said is spot on. Um, music has always been part of my life, always, ever since I can remember. Grew up in a big household and age difference, so I know every genre, every type of music. Well, I shouldn't say every type of genre, but I mostly like pop and rock, some hard rock, believe it or not. So my spectrum's everywhere with music, and always has gotten me through a lot of times ever since I was young. And then once I got diagnosed over 10 years ago, it even brings more importance to me, excuse me, brain fog is real. But listening to music, even with my headphones on, and like you said, as a trigger, noise never affected me unless it was abruptly, if that's what you meant, Leia. Like
Mm.
if the phone rang, I would get startled, I could fall. But music in my head or in my ear, like listen, I didn't trigger anything. No, if I'm talking with my hands, I'm Italian, so that's what happens. So yes, I have to say that without it, I don't know, you can't live without music. It's life. And it has given me hope, and it brings you to that place. I'm sure you all would agree, both would agree, that a certain song, you hear it, it takes you right back, right? No, you think, and
Absolutely.
yeah, to a time, whether it's good, bad, whatever. And it depends on the mood I'm in, right? So if you're kind of feeling down, you might listen to a different group or a different song or however. So yeah, I definitely think that it is huge with SPS. I think music is
Mhm.
key for at least me anyway. I know all of us have talked about it. It plays an important role in our lives and our healing therapy. It's my therapy. I mean, it is. And like I say, pop, rock, Frank Sinatra. Like the spectrums all over the place.
Yeah.
Except for rap. I'm not really into rap.
I
But
tried, sent you a couple of songs to see.
yeah,
Yeah,
those weren't bad. Those weren't bad. But the current stuff, I'm not really a fan of. But I, like you say, I've been to, multiple concerts. I'm grateful for that. I mean, from a young kid, my sister bringing me, and at the age of 12. And then, from there, I got older and went with my friends from Rod Stewart to Kenny Chesney,
Oh,
see the Spectrum Country.
I will kill you, Wendy. I love
Yeah,
Rod
Rod
Stewart.
Stewart, that was awesome. And yeah, and everybody laughs when I say Barry Manilow, but
Yeah.
out there listening,
Amazing.
huge Fanilow, and I don't know, and I've seen him many times. Great entertainer, still singing, and a great songwriter. So, and those songs, some of his songs have a lot of meaning for me and hit me right here, as well as even Rod Stewart.
Oh,
Tim McGraw, I just saw recently, last week. The Bruins game had to be rescheduled because they're, well, hopefully gonna keep going, but it had to be
yeah.
switched. My younger daughter and I went, and it was great. Yes, I use a wheelchair when I go. It's
Yeah,
easier,
I
both
was
on
Of
going to
and
course.
on
ask
the
you what
yeah.
kind of preparation do you need to have to actually attend a concert, or
So,
is
I'm
it
anxious.
difficult? And how do you manage it basically?
So yeah, I'm anxiety, as you know, and with a lot of us, we do. It comes with it, whether you're on medication or not. So I get a little bit, I want to be there early. It's just like going to the airport. You got to prep, right? So, basically, I just tell myself I'm learning, breathing and deep breaths, relax, all going to be good. And my daughter's really patient and good. And could I use a walker? Maybe. The only problem with that would be there's so many crowds and it's just too overwhelming. And if someone bumps into me, I could fall. And it's to me scary. It's not worth it to me. So it's easier in a wheelchair. If that it may not make sense to people that because they don't have what we have to understand that. But yes, I can use a walker, but I could stiffen up. Someone bumps into me. It's very crowded when you go, like I've gone to a Bruins game and it's a lot of fun, but in the wheelchair. And when you go to those games, it's even more crowded than like we got to the concert late. I could get to a Bruins game late, but that ain't happening because you got to be there on time to watch face off. But anyway, yes, I find that just, trying to relax, knowing like my daughter's got me covered. We park in the garage. So literally when I go to a venue, we know where the parking is, we know where the handicap,
Totally.
it's prepaid. The police direct you. When you're inside a venue, they're really good about people with disabilities. I can't say enough about TD Garden. If you're out there listening, TD Garden,
Mhm.
yeah, hats off.
It's
So
awesome.
yeah, it is awesome. And so that for me, once I'm there, I'm fine. Like we're all good. They're really for that venue is not a lot of anxiety for me because I know I'm here, I'm there, and my daughter, like again, it's all she calms me down. It's all that, if that makes any sense. So
Mhm.
yeah, it was a lot of fun. Of course, the Bruins were playing that night as because they had to move it. And so I'm trying to listen to my concert and watch the game. So my daughter was laughing. We had a good time. And it again, like we may not be able to dance, right? But in our heads we can, or
Oh,
sometimes I can a little
definitely.
bit.
I can sometimes.
Sometimes I can if I'm near a couch. I try not to do it without a couch because if I have gone and at least going on the couch, not on the floor. And at the concerts, I obviously can't get uncomfortable too if you can. Yeah, just weird
Oh,
positioning. So, that I get stiff because your body, I know you understand this, guys, right? So I don't know, like there's advice. But we get back to the music part, like
mhm.
anything I'm leaving out, like it's these concerts are fun if we're
Mhm.
able to go to. And I've been
I
able
think
to, yeah,
it's like everything you said was everything that I think of music as a music lover and
Mhm.
as a psychiatrist. So like
Yes,
how I have tried to encourage patients to use music in order to, bolster their mental health because
Can I
there
just
is a
say one thing though? Just
what?
one thing that occurred to me. I
yeah,
think I appreciate music more now than I
I
did
agree.
before because,
100%.
Agreed.
A
and,
hundred
Yeah.
percent.
and I'm gonna let you continue, but I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that because
Yeah,
it has a deeper meaning
it
than
does.
it did uh,
When we
before.
were younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, in
Deeper
terms
up.
of healing, say
Mhm.
hallelujah, because usually the love of music is widely universal, and people who don't love music maybe haven't been exposed to the music they love yet,
Mhm.
or, I hope not ever, but because there is something out there for everybody. And I think that what you said about it, everything that Wendy said, and then what you put a point on, being more important since diagnosis is because all of the magic that comes from music,
Mhm.
for me, it's part meditative, for
Mhm.
part it's, because you're kind of in your own zone and you can connect with something larger than yourself, commonality, all the things that make us better humans, not worse humans. They don't divide our brains, they bring it together and they make us want to bring others together and, like feel more groovy. And so I think in general, it has that effect on many people, and many people do like some sort of music. So
Right.
as a psychiatrist, it's interesting that I've used it as a source of hope for people struggling with depression or suicidality. And
I
I have,
agree. I agree.
and as a
100%.
patient, I have used it to heal myself. And in some ways, more than my rescue meds or more than anything could ever
Mhm.
do, because it got me out of my zone,
It
out of
relaxes
my
you.
you right,
Yeah.
it like breaks the cycle of
That
how all
black,
you can think
yeah,
about is the pain.
dark place.
And it's really powerful. And like, you said it's therapy, and then you said it's hope. I mean, hope. That's
Be
big, that's
happy.
gold. If
Yeah.
you
Get
can,
you
if you
going.
can harness hope in yourself and know where the sources of it are for you,
Yeah.
and especially if it's something accessible like music, I think you are much better stead to weather the harsh realities of having a rare chronic pain disorder that isolates you socially and
Yes.
physically and emotionally. So like
Right.
in your head, I mean, my earbuds that probably everybody on Heart to
I
Heart
don't
is used
have
to.
any earbuds. I need
So I mean,
earbuds.
I'm not using them, and it's kind of nice because I'm sure everybody hates on that I drop them and have to put them back in.
That's okay.
But I just I'm not
No
good. But
comment.
they're never far from me. So
Okay.
I want to say that, without them, and there's noise canceling, and they
Mhm.
imbibe music into my world where
Mhm.
I used to get it driving or I used to get it walking. Now I've
Same.
just got to remember, lay in bed, listen to music instead of just
Exactly
watching
right.
shows or just, so
That's exactly
it's
what I do.
therapy.
Yep.
And then I think it's not a hard sell for a lot of us. Is like, yeah, I could you listen to music. Well, I
Yeah.
love my music. I miss my
Yeah. Right.
music, you know.
Right.
And
And the
and if you have
lyrics, not to
if you
interrupt, the
don't
lyrics
say it,
now mean more. Like you were saying, Leah,
exactly.
that I think music means more, it's different now, right? Obviously, as we age, right? So it's not just, oh, the groove and this is cool. It's the lyrics. They mean something.
Yeah,
I'm listening to the lyrics and they have meaning. And that plays a huge role, right? And I think
yeah,
just hearing it, and like you said, I do the same thing as I'm sure you do, Leah. You lay in bed, you listen to it with well, I don't have earbuds yet, but I plug it into my iPad and they follow, but it's nice. I've fallen asleep to it 100%. Like I just wanted to say the lyrics mean a lot, like for us, I think. And I also think before I don't want to keep interrupting, but I wanted to say COVID. When COVID hit is when a lot of that helped, even more so.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that it was the people were getting back into their music because there was just less and less to do that wasn't you know,
Mhm.
what you can do yourself in your own
Right.
home. And they're
Right.
like, oh, we're, you know, we're listening to an old album every night and it's fun, like, you know, young couple of friends. And so it's like, you know, it did. I agree 100%. There are people that found music in the pandemic. So, you know, looking for hope and therapy, which we
Yeah.
all
Oh,
needed a
yes.
lot of.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean, you know, I'll throw it back to you. If anything else, I'd just like to say that, you know, just shout out as the daughter of like a legit audiophile, my father and what he there's always a music, you know, stereo room in the home, and that was playing music,
That's
all
awesome.
genres. I think
Yeah.
I heard of across the board from us is that like there was a diversity of music in our love of music, and
Yep.
that is so important.
I
And if you
agree.
have people around you that love music, it makes it
Yeah.
even better because look
Yes.
at you two. Look at you trying to, you know, give her Biggie into Pop Lab because I know that's like, you know, where your real heart is. I know you. And so,
Yes, I know, but I mean,
and
it was a challenge.
What was
yeah,
it?
and you liked him, she said. So I'd be like, I don't know, I love
Which
that. That
one?
like nothing could touch my heart more than people sharing music and being like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
you just gain an appreciation for it. I love that because it's
Yes, of course.
epically healing.
Yeah. Yes, I
So,
agree.
Leah, anything else you're thinking to wrap us up?
No, I'm glad we did this. I actually wasn't feeling great tonight and was gonna let Ilea and Wendy do the talking. But you know what? Music and sharing and sharing with the wider community. And I think, I think, I think we'll see you next time. And thank you so
Oh,
much,
this is
Wendy, for
nice.
coming on. And
Oh, well,
Thank
thanks
you,
for having
Wendy.
me on. And, you know, it's good to see you